Hey, this is Laci, your Las Vegas gal, and I'm of course here with my amazing bestie, Amber Coleman from Guild Mortgage. Hey, Amber.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I always love it when I get to spend some time with Laci, Miss
I
Las
know.
Vegas gal.
Listen, whether it's virtual time, we're doing it over Zoom, or in the same room, I always have a great time with you as well. And I'm always so
Yeah.
happy because, you and I, from the beginning of our friendship, from the beginning of our little collaboration that we've been doing online, we've always made a commitment to constantly be the people who bring hope and truth to the forefront of what the hell's going on in our world.
Mm-hmm.
And not only during pandemic, not only during the early years when it was kind of just the weird market nobody can understand, but through and through. So I just want to thank you for that. We are always, you're always the ever-present positive bee, and I always try to kind of stay right alongside with that. How are things going this week when it comes to the loan world? How are you feeling? How's your team doing?
I'm not gonna lie. So I know there's fear out there, but I'm super excited this week because so a lot of times what happens when the market changes, additional programs come out. Like there's
Yes,
additional opportunities for people that didn't have opportunities before.
yes,
So I find myself like it's a changing market, but I'm really excited for it right now because
awesome.
a lot of people that kind of got screwed before are back now. So
Yeah, I mean that's the exciting part for me. Every time I talk to you, I'm always saying, what's give me the tea, what's the news, what's happening in the world of loans, and inevitably it's always good news. There's definitely days where we're like, oh God, this has been a crazy week, but inevitably there's always been a silver lining, good news. This week, I know you recently went to an internal conference for your company where they were launching all kinds of new programs and really kind of giving you guys the lay of the land of what your economists are saying. Is that right?
yes, and it was amazing. Like if I could go on forever and ever and talk about my conference, it was absolutely amazing. But
Let's
the
talk about it though. Like, tell me, what were your key takeaways from what's to be expected in the industry that you feel comfortable sharing?
well, one of the economists came on and said that he believes we have 5 to 7 year, like for the next 5 to 7 years, we're going to see home appreciation.
Okay,
So probably not at the levels of it was last year, but we hope that it doesn't do the levels of last year because
I don't think we
that's
can
not
keep up with it.
sustainable.
That's
Yeah,
not
that's not
sustainable.
sustainable.
Oh
So
my God. Yeah, and in terms of our side of things, as the realtors who are on the front lines doing the sales, we are definitely still seeing homes appreciate and things kind of still steady. There have been some moments of where we're showing homes and people are having to reduce prices, and that largely isn't coming from a lot of people are, oh, see, we knew a crash was coming. It's not a crash that's tied to. It's honestly tied to greed and ego. There's a lot of
yeah,
sellers out there who don't have a realtor in front of them or next to them that is giving them sound advice, or who have just said, screw it, I'm going to throw it out the biggest number I can get for my home. And if I don't get it, then I'm not going to sell, or we'll see what happens. And that ends up kind of shifting the tides of the view of what people are doing when it comes to shopping, but also makes people nervous. Like, what does that mean for our economy? So that's the only real shift we've seen in the last week or two, is we have seen a few sellers have to like kind of eat their own, eat their shoe, if you will, and kind of
yeah,
realize like, yikes, I think I stepped a little bit too far out there. Now I have to pull back if I really want to sell my house.
yeah. And I mean, greed's always going to kind of take over like that.
Yeah.
So those kind of things that it's funny how the news can be skewed. Well, we're seeing home prices go down. No, because you go to put an offer in and you're still going to see you're competing against other people almost on,
Yeah,
especially in certain price ranges, you're competing
absolutely.
against other people. So with
Yeah,
stuff like that, yeah, home prices are going to go down when somebody gets crazy and thinks that they can list their house 100,000 more than what it's worth.
right. And
So
then we've definitely seen that. So it's,
mm,
we as the experienced realtors who kind of know how to talk to our clients and know how to navigate that system are doing fine. But I definitely think some of the newer people on the field are having a rough time because they don't know how to answer for that. So I'm grateful that our team is experienced. I'm grateful that we have you in our pocket. And I'm grateful to hear you say that your key economist, who I know is extremely talented, is saying the next 5 to 7 years that the appreciation is not going to go away.
yeah, that we're still going to have levels of appreciation. So, I mean, he also did say too, because we're kind of walking into like some rocky stuff with the stock market. So he believes that rates are going to calm, which they already have started to calm this
That's
week.
great.
So
Okay.
we're not like before we were on this trajectory where it was like, when's this going to stop? So lately we've been starting to see the calming. Now, you know that that's the minute that something's reported in the news and that can change. But right now it is starting to calm down with the rates.
I love it.
So I even saw them go down a little bit today, which was a really breath of fresh air.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question, because I know we're going to share one of these new programs that we talk about how you said new programs hit the market. And I know there's a really solid one that we feel, both you and I, is going to help people be able to compete no matter what price point they're in, no matter what kind of a buyer they are. But before we get into that, what's your take in terms of like the experience as it relates to a first time home buyer on the field right now?
What's my take on like the programs for a first time home buyer, or how, or
Yeah,
just how it feels out there?
like before today, what's your take on what it's like being a first time home buyer, and what you feel is going to happen once we share this amazing program?
So, I mean, first time home buyers, honestly, yeah, I feel bad for you guys, you poor people out there looking for a house for the first time, because it's a completely different market. It's scary. The amount of money that you're having to come out of pocket is a little bit rough, right? When you have financing, they're going to so pick apart what kind of financing that you're doing.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're going to get beat out by cash offers. So that's where it's our job as a lending company, not just mine, but like as the whole company that I work for, is to try to find programs that can kind of help you compete out there,
Yeah.
because it's hard to get a house unless you have a whole bunch of money sitting behind you.
Well, and you said before, those people that are out there getting screwed are that are what we're hoping to bring some hope and light to today during this conversation.
Mhm.
Getting screwed is a hard way to say it, but it's the reality. That's how it feels when you're out there trying to do your thing, trying to be on the front line, trying to be a homeowner, even if it's your first time, seventh time, 10th time, and depending on the bracket of price point you're in, depending on what you're trying to deal with in terms of the type of loan you're working with. So it's got to be tough. I know for you as a loan officer to have to deliver that crappy news to someone who was on that path, and now because of rates or because of the shifting market, they have to back out of it and kind of sit and wait. So I'm excited to be able to share this new program that we were going to talk about today. We've got more programs coming out. So if you guys are watching this video, please make sure that you're subscribed. Please make sure that you're commenting below to let us know that you want more of this. But, Amber and I are really committed, especially because she had this amazing experience this week and she was able to receive all kinds of new information for new programs and stuff that are available. I still want to hear more about your conference, by the way. But with all that being said,
Yes.
Knowing that appreciation is not going away for the next 5 to 7 years, based on what the economists are stating, knowing that rates are easing, and I don't know that they'll ever go back down to pre-COVID or during COVID rates, right? But they're easing into a normalized space. Would you agree?
Yeah, what I think happened is the pendulum moved way far, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we've never had rates go up quite like they did
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
And honestly, this is in history. We've never had them raise that fast
Right.
that they have right now.
So
So
it's a spike, right? Yeah.
yeah. So when the pendulum moves so far, eventually it's going to kind of land somewhere,
Right.
right? So that's
Right.
what we're kind of seeing right now, is that it's moved, it's jumped. And
Right.
then now, as everybody's kind of figuring out this new world that we're in, they're going to figure out where it kind of needs to stay to keep from inflation from going crazy, house prices going crazy amounts up, because
Right.
that leads to inflation, right?
Right.
And then also to keep from crashing,
Mhm.
or like, I shouldn't even say we're crashing, because I don't think we're going into any type of crash, but like there's got to be a happy medium
Yeah.
somewhere.
And that's kind of what I'm saying. So, the good news is appreciation is still going to be going up. So I know that doesn't sound like good news for a buyer, but it's really good news for sellers and for buyers. Because at the end of the day, if you get in now or get in a year from now, you know that you are making a sound investment, right? You're investing in something tangible that people need, right? Everyone needs a place to live, right? Home is where the heart is, all those fun things.
Yeah.
With that, plus the easing of some of the rates, and we don't know what the rates are going to do. We never know what the rates are going to do, but we definitely can see the trend based on what the economists are saying. And then these new programs coming out, I feel like today we're delivering good news after good news after good news. What do you think?
Yes, but we're here to get people excited. It's about good news right now. I mean, and some people will say, "Oh, the rates are so bad. The rates are so bad." The rates aren't bad. We're just spoiled. We were on like a sugar high for the last 3 years
Yeah,
with
I mean,
like super low
COVID rates
rates.
were definitely like sugar candy. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, it was
And
good.
that
It was
tends
good
to what
stuff.
caused the lift in all the people wanting to buy homes, and then the shortage of inventory. I mean, there's a lot of things and key factors that brought us here. But let's get to it. Let's talk about that new program that we want to talk about. Now, again, if you're watching this video, please tune in. We typically motorcycle just drove by. Can you hear that? Holy crap, that was so loud. We typically go live once a week, so tune in for those. But this is going to be a series of videos where we talk about different loan programs that you may or may not be able to take advantage of to see if you can shift the tides in your buying process and maybe have a little bit of hope and get back in the game. So Amber, tell me what's going on with this new program. I'm stoked about this one.
It's an exciting program. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. I was super excited. And when they announced it, there was cheering everywhere. So this is
People are on their feet like, woo, woo.
Oh yeah, it was ridiculous. But this is specifically just for guilds. So when you're out looking for a house, you're fighting all these cash offers, right? I pulled a report the other day, 32% of houses closed in Las Vegas were closed cash. In March.
In the last, oh, was that just March? I was gonna say in the last year, I think it's probably even higher, but yeah.
Yeah, in March. And the April numbers are just coming out, so I'll be pulling that one too, but crazy.
Wow.
Of what's been closed in cash. So you're out there and you're trying to get a house to put your family in, and you're fighting all these cash offers. So this program is.
Can we talk about why the cash offers are happening? Because I think that's a key point for
Yeah,
people
let's
to
do it.
understand. So if I were a buyer listening to you right now, I would be like, oh, it's all those California people who are, selling their house there and coming in with cash, which is definitely a component of the process. But the reality is most of those cash buyers are hedge funds. So when people with money, hedge funds, people that are part of hedge fund, people with money see the other markets in the world crashing or making major shifts, what do, Amber?
They're going to put it in housing.
Yeah. I was like, what do they do, Amber? Where'd you go?
Which is why there's not going to be anything happening with housing. Why would all those rich people be putting their money in housing? And then we're all worried about stuff happening within housing, right?
Well, that's my point. It's like if you're thinking about buying, you're making a wise decision. Follow the people with money. Where does it follow the money? Follow the money, follow the money. The money is coming to housing. So whether or not it's a hard process or a hard decision, or you don't know if you can qualify, know that if there are that many cash buyers out there due to hedge funds and things like that, you're in good company. Let's figure out how to make you put you back in the fight.
Yes. Okay. Right. So here's the program. So it's called Cash Pass.
Okay. And like Fast Pass at Disneyland, because that's what it sounds
like Fast Pass, but it's called Cash Pass. So here's what it allows you to do. So what Guild's doing is Guild's basically investing in you. If you're showing that you're a qualified borrower, you can get this house, you have money to put down. When you offer a cash offer, you're not having to go through the same hoops as you're having to do if you're offering with financing, right? So this is allowing you as a borrower to go in and offer cash on the property. The next thing you're going to ask me is, how the heck can you offer cash if I don't have cash?
Let me ask you, Amber, how the heck can I offer cash if I don't have cash?
Yes. So here's the cool part. Okay. So Guild Mortgage is fronting the cash to be able to buy the house in your name. So you're buying the house cash in your name with money given to you by Guild Mortgage. The stipulations to it is that you're going to then turn around right after buying the house, and you're going to have to sign paperwork on this and everything else after buying the house, that you're going to then refinance the house, so that basically Guild can be paid back for the money that they fronted up front.
So
pretty cool, right?
So it's like you're catfishing the seller of the house, right? You're literally walking in pretending to be a cash buyer. Obviously, we'll be very upfront about it because we cannot hide the process of what you're buying, but it's really kind of cool. You get to be a catfish. You get to act like a cash buyer. You get to wheel and deal like a cash buyer. And then Guild is basically your front man. They're like, we got you. We're your bookie per se. We're booking this deal. And then you've got to pay the piper at the end when it comes to setting up the loan properly and getting into that payment structure and moving forward.
Yeah, I always love it how your analogies work. Okay,
like I'm in Vegas. If I don't talk about,
never thought about that one. It's like a Lake Mead analogy.
You know what I mean? Like literally, you're either catfishing, which is like online stuff, online culture and community, or you're in Las Vegas. We got a bookie. He's a bookie. He's booking the games for me. He's gonna win the game for me, and then I'm gonna get my winnings, which is the house, and I'm gonna pay the piper with that cash at the end.
Yes, perfect. That's exactly how it works. I mean, honestly, when I heard it, I was like, who does this?
Nobody. Well, and it is true. So I want to reiterate. So this is only if someone works with you, they can get this, right? This is a Guild Mortgage thing.
This is a Guild, because Guild is funding this loan. And I've heard of some other mortgage companies that are doing this type of thing, but they're charging huge points to be able to get loan.
That was my next question is, so what's the catch, right? So obviously we're going to talk about requirements on how to be approved, but what's the catch? what's in it for Guild to put their neck on a line like this?
$1,350 added into your fees.
So it's
Like seriously,
$1,300 fee, and I get
yeah. I've heard
active
of other
cash
lending
buyer.
companies that are starting to do this, and the one that I talked to was like 2 points. So if you buy a $400,000 house, that's $8,000 that you're going to have to do to put a cash offer in. Now, sometimes you can, when you're doing a cash offer, you're not having to like bid up so much compared to what loan people are like people that are getting loans are having to do. So sometimes you might be able to save that $8,000, but why give $8,000 away?
Well, and I did want to touch on that, Amber. You make a really good point. So, a lot of people say, even if I have a cash offer, I still am going to have to pay 30,000 over what the house is listed for. No, that's not the case. In fact, in multiple instances recently, we've seen when I've been the seller's agent, we've seen the seller really take a look and go, I could get that 30 or 10,000 more than what I'm asking for, but this person has to still go through the loan process. They have to make sure that they're underwritten. They have to get inspections. I have to negotiate on repairs. There's like a whole conversation and a month's worth of work that has to happen that then takes their house offline and puts them in a position where they don't know if it's going to close. Versus cash offer, exactly the amount of money they want, maybe a little bit more, not crazy. And then they know it's going to be closed in 10 to 15 days or whatever that timeline looks like. So to me, as a new buyer, that would sound confusing to me, but cash is king, cash is quick, cash is fast. So because of that trumps sometimes the additional funds in their pocket. It's all about what the seller wants. We can't guarantee you're going to win as a quote catfish cash buyer. I'm gonna call this the cash buyer program, but we can guarantee that you're going to be in the ring finally if you've not been able to be that way as an FHA buyer or a VA buyer or whatever that looks like. So the end of the day, bottom line, long story short, this is an incredible program, especially coming from a realtor our team has been on the front lines and has had to deliver the yucky news of this might not just be the market for you because you're competing in such a very, very critical really critical, honestly, really critical price point, timeline. People just lose hope, they lose steam, and it becomes not exciting and not fun. And that's not what we're about, Amber. Our team is all about fun and exciting. So of course, having success at the end. So let's talk about what are the requirements for being able to be approved for this? Because my initial thoughts are, great, I have to have a bigger down payment, I've got to have perfect credit, all this stuff. Talk to me seriously about what do I need to do to get qualified?
So to get qualified, like I'm going to have to look at everything in advance, make sure that you are well qualified. So we're going to make sure that you can finance the loan in the end, basically. So to be that borrower, they're going to want a minimum of 10% down. Okay. And they're going to want to see decent credit scores. They're going to want to make sure that they see like security.
Okay. What's
do you want me to do that again, Laci?
Is that your phone?
Yeah.
Hey, we're recording live. I don't care.
I get in trouble when I forget to put things on mute.
Yes, you do. Normally I smack your hand, but I'm not with you. There you go.
We're not together
live. We're not editing this video. This is going to be like as if we went live, but we were not in the same state today. So we had to do this virtually for you. So you're welcome, by the way. But no worries on the phone. It's all good. So okay, so that's not bad, right? I was thinking you were going to say we have to have 25% down or 20% down. So if I'm
nothing crazy like that, 10% down is what they're looking for on this program.
And so give me that comparison to like FHA buyers. So if I'm an FHA buyer, that's typically 3.5% down, right?
So FHA buyers, we're not going to really fit FHA buyers into this type of program. My question
was. Okay. So
we do have other programs that, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
I was going to say, but we do have other programs that have come out for FHA borrowers. So we're going to go through that as well in a different
video. I know that will be in another video. Stay tuned. So FHA buyers, don't lose steam. We promise we're going to have some good news for you. Stay tuned for our next video. We'll talk about that. But so it's more of a conventional type buyer, someone who already had a little bit more than that 3.5% down. They might have to get from 5% to 10%. So they may have to save a little bit or wait a little bit, or maybe borrow the money from a friend or whatever that looks like, right? I don't even know what's allowed. I'm just throwing out ideas. So 10% down. What's a decent credit score? Give me that number.
A decent credit score is like 680 or above. You're in better place if you're looking at like 720, because conventional, to get approved conventional, they like to see above 700 FICO scores. So you're in a better place, because remember, we're going to have an automated approval for conventional, and conventional likes pretty FICO scores.
So you're really getting approved for two things at the same time. You're getting approved for the conventional loan that we obviously know you're going to step into once things are done. And then you're getting approved for this program as a second look, just to make sure that they all feel comfortable putting you into it.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
So better credit scores are always like the biggest for people who might have had some hiccups in their life. I know I personally have, I know you have as well. So let's say I've got the 10% down, but damn it, my credit score just got dinged with some random thing I didn't even know was on there. I'm at a 650, 640. What can you help me do in order to help my credit get better?
The phone or the connection was a little bit messed up, but if you
I
went
can
to a
repeat
six,
it.
I think
Yeah, I was just saying, what happens if like I've got the 10% down, but I'm just below where I need to be for credit? What are some of the programs you can put together for them to help them with that the credit score?
well, I can either, okay, so I can either do a game plan for you. I'm going to go into your credit. I'm going to see what's wrong with your credit, see if there's any quick fixes to bring you back up.
Okay.
Number one, that's going to get you a better rate anyway. So we want to be able to do that whether we're doing this program or not, to
Right.
work a game plan for you on it and see. I mean, if it's one thing that hits your credit, chances are you might be able to do a quick fix on it, get your credit scores up. And then by the time we get you locked in, you're locking in at the better rate. You know, we're going to want to put you in the best place possible for buying this house.
And I asked that question. I knew the answer. So I just wanted to make sure I was baiting you a little
I know
bit.
you did.
I asked that question because that is something that I don't know a lot of. I know a lot of loan lenders do not deal with, and want to waste their time with. Fixing people's credit sucks. It's not fun. It's an arduous process. It's very heavy. But I know that you and your team have been committed from day one to make sure that people are getting the best rates possible. You're asking those questions when you're looking at their credit to see what you could do to tweak it, if at all. And then at the end of the day, that you're willing to put the time in with somebody side by side, waiting for that credit to jump up so that you can strike while that iron's hot.
Yeah, of course. I mean, to be honest with you, I've not always been an A paper person with perfect credit. So I've gone through my own problems. So because people have given to me, I'm going to give back. It's paying it forward at this point when you're talking about helping somebody with the credit. Not everybody, it's almost like I feel like it should be trained in high school. Like, here's what you do to do with your credit. But sometimes after I'm talking to people, they're like, gosh, I wish I would have just known this stuff. You know, it's not something that's common knowledge, and I don't know why it's not something that's known how to do it. Maybe it's because people make a lot of money off high interest rates. If your credit scores are low, maybe that's the reason why. But yes, to help you with your credit is me paying it forward.
Good.
I haven't been always the person that's had perfect credit. I needed somebody who could have a little bit of trust in me at some point. So this is me having trust in you and helping you get to the best place possible.
One of the reasons I love you. Thank you for running through that. My last question really, and I might have missed a big one. So if there's any other requirements, please let me know. But my biggest question is, how like Too Good to Be True grant programs come out each year and we got to hurry and use it before the money's gone. Is that kind of what Guild is doing with this program? Have they dedicated a certain amount of budget towards doing this to test it out? Or is this sort of an open thing until they decide not to do it anymore?
No, they haven't. They didn't give me any like restrictions on how many you can use. I mean, obviously, once you do it, we're going to clear it fast. So you're going to do the cash pass, and within 30 days, we're going to pay that off.
So it's really just replenishing itself each and every time someone's pushed through it. Got it.
Yeah, because we're going to put ourselves in a place where we're not going to get screwed on that house, right?
It's only $1,300 freaking dollars. Are you serious?
$1,350 is the fee that's on this program. So I mean, you have regular, like, let me just clarify, you always have your regular closing costs on it, right?
No, I get that, but for this is a golden ticket. And that's that to me. And again, I'm not saying I want them to charge more, but that'd be great if they charge less, honestly. But I literally thought you were going to say it's like a $3,000 or $4,000 fee and it goes on top and it's built into your loan, but it's $1,350. Like, holy shit.
Guild really went above and beyond to put this program out. No lie. Wow. I mean, especially because I was already looking at these programs with other lenders that offer it. And I was with the fees, I was like, for real? Are you serious? That's a little bit greedy.
Yeah.
What we're doing here, right?
It's trying to help, not hinder, right?
$1,350 for all that risk.
That's incredible. That's incredible. I love it. Is there a limit on the loan amount, or how is that going in terms of the requirements?
Well, these are conventional loans. So it's got to be under that conventional loan limit.
Okay.
So 647 is conventional loan limits.
Okay. Wasn't sure if there was going to, if I wanted to buy a $3 million home, if they were willing to stick their neck out, but that's a jumbo loan. So we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Conventional jumbo loan. And honestly, you might not have to fight cash on that $3 million house, right?
Very much true. You're not fighting much in that price point. Not yet anyway. So we're talking 647 below, 680 plus, but truly probably above a 700, it would be better for you, right?
Yeah.
And then 10% down. Is there anything else we need to know about the program?
Those are the basics right now. You know, as far as the fees go, when you're buying cash, you have to pay the title fees
Yep.
when you're buying the house, right? So
Yep.
there's always going to be some title fees plus the 1350 when you're buying the house. And then when you refinance it, that's the only trick, is that title fees happen kind of twice on
Okay.
it, because you're going to pay for the purchase when you're buying it cash and then pay for it on the refinance as well.
Got
And
it.
we have to
Okay.
close it through a specific title company.
Okay. So that is a good thing to know, because a lot of times you're gonna close with whoever, with the seller, or are you gonna have to, as the buyer, force the seller to allow you to use whatever title company is required?
We have to force them to use the title
Okay.
company that's required to do
It's
these
not the
programs.
second process that is with the title company. It's literally the entire process has to be with the same one. That's good to know as the buyer's agent. That's really
Yeah.
good to know. Awesome.
Yep.
I'm so excited
Mhm.
about this program. I'm so excited about the fact that you're always bringing hope. And I just, I laugh, and I'm going to share this. I'm going to be very honest. I laugh sometimes when I see people comment on our videos and say, Laci would tell you anything to get you to buy a house. Amber's going to say whatever it takes to get you to da 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 da. But the reality is that's not who we are. That's not how we work. We have told people to not buy when it was not the right time for them to buy many a time. And that's another reason why we're coming out here to do this, because we're going to tell you what we think is going to be best for you. The right thing is for you to be able to get what you need out of this market right now. Everybody deserves to be able to buy a home. Interest rates are going to come and interest rates are going to go. Inventory is going to come, inventory is going to go. But the thing that's not going away for a while, at least based on what we see and what these economists are saying, is the amazing growing value of these homes. So why not get into it, no matter your rate, refinance it later when the rates fix themselves or whatever that looks like. Just get in, get your head in the game, and be a part of this amazing boom of this awesome city that we live in.
Yeah, and I love it when people say that, because to be honest with you, I've been a renter before. It's not fun.
No,
It's not fun having to
you
worry
sit
about
with like a
somebody else's
nervousness
fears.
every day. You don't know what's going to happen, when it's up. Yeah.
You don't know if they're going to get scared, sell. You don't know if they're going to raise the rent. You don't know what's going to happen. So yes, do I believe everybody should be a homeowner? Absolutely, I do.
Yeah.
I've been there before. I've been a renter. I've been in the hell of it. And that my foundation is there because I have a house and I don't have that stress
Yep.
of having to move out of it. So haters be haters, but yes, let's get you a
Haters
house.
gonna hate. All right. It's a good thing I have my background blurred. You'd see like my messy closet and all the stuff going on in my house. Haters gonna hate. Look at my closet. Okay. Sorry. I just saw that. I was like, oh God, I'm
You're so cute.
We're seeing all the stuff. Little do they know I don't have any pants on. So, I'm doing this like straight up, I'm working from home status.
I'm surprised you even said that, right? Because you look amazing at the top, but
sweet Amber got to get a good
she had to get something before we started recording, and I started dying laughing. It was pretty cute.
I'm wearing underwear, I'm just not wearing pants. So anyway, this is Laci, your pantsless Las Vegas gal in her blurry background. Thank you so much, Amber, for always bringing joy, bringing hope. I love you. I'm so grateful for you, and I'm really excited to see some people take advantage of this. So my message to you, those who are watching, is if you've thought about buying and have pump the brakes because you're just like, I'm not sure, I'm waiting for a crash, do yourself a favor. Just click the link or text us or call us. The information for how to contact us is in the description below. I'll even pin it in the comments. Please contact us. We don't want you to count yourself out without having an expert like one of us tell you it's time to pump the brakes, right? At the end of the day, if the appreciation's still going up, it's better to get in on it now than later, because you're obviously going to be saying goodbye to money and walking away from opportunity, right? So if you're watching this and you've ever thought about owning a home, you've ever thought about buying a home, you're thinking about moving to Vegas, do not call me if you're thinking about renting first, because that's not even going to be a part of the conversation unless Amber tells me that you need to rent first. Okay. We really want you to take advantage of the fact that, other people are worried and other people are pulling back. So this is now time for you to strike. And what do we say, Amber? We don't want anybody to be a sheep. We're not sheep. We're not
sheeple here, huh? We don't follow the crowds. We start the crowds, right? I don't know if that's the right thing to say.
We tell people how it goes. We are the leaders in this industry, and we want you to be too. So thank you again, my love. Thank you so much. So it's called the Cash Pass program, right?
Exciting Cash Pass program. Yep, that's what it's called. And it's specific to Guild Mortgage.
I'm going to call it the Disneyland Cash Pass program from Guild Mortgage. Thank you so much.
Fast Pass. Get you there quick. It kind of is that way. It gets you there quicker, right?
It jumps you in front of the line. What the hell is popping up over my shoulder? What's going on over here? Okay, I got to get off this thing. It's getting all quirky. I love you, Amber. Thank you again for always bringing such awesome positive news. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.